Hi, everyone. Sorry I won't be with you today. I have an appointment I have to be at. But we're having polynomial vocabulary, which isn't really very new. And so I'm hoping that that won't be an issue for everyone. So here is a resource that you can use. This is online in our in your resources. And notice this shows, excuse me, notice this shows different parts of polynomial vocabulary. So it says what things are called. So for each power, we can see what the associated word is that goes with that power. Over here, we find that the leading term is the term with the highest exponent. All right, so this is the leading term. Even if this was someplace else in the equation, it would still be the leading term. And the leading term is 3x to the 5th power, and the leading coefficient will be the number that is in front of the leading term, including the sign. In this case, it's a +3, but it could also be a negative. The constant is the part of the expression that does not have a variable with it. So a constant does not have a variable. All right? So that's the information that you have. Let's go do a couple of problems. If I can find it on my, here we go. All right, so let's do a couple of these problems. So for polynomial vocabulary, all right, so first we are looking for, this represents what kind of polynomial? Well, 4 is the highest, and from our chart before we saw that 4 was a quadratic. Sorry, quartic, not a quadratic. All right. And the polynomial has how many terms? Well, it has 1, 2, 3. So terms are separated by pluses or minuses. So this has 3 terms. The constant is -6. There is no variable, so we know it's a constant. -6. The leading term, again, we're looking for the highest exponent, which is 4. So that's the leading term right there. So the leading term is x to the 4th power. And the leading coefficient is in front of that. Well, there's nothing there, but we know that there's always an invisible 1. So there's our 1, invisible 1. All right, so that was right. I'm going to do one more problem, and then you're going to be on your own. Well, this is a pretty simple one. This has a 2 is the highest exponent, and from our chart, we find that anything with a 2 is called quadratic. It has 2 terms, the 6 and the x squared, so there are 2 terms. The constant is the number with no variable, that's a 6, and the leading term is x squared, because that is, even though it's not the first term, it's the term that has the highest exponent. And the leading coefficient is in front of that. Again, this is a 1, the invisible 1. So I'm going to submit that answer. All right. So that's your quick video on doing this. And please make sure you take care of that assignment today. And I will see you tomorrow. Adios.